9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5.
It's showtime.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us tonight on another edition of Thursday Night Live. Tonight we're going live with Sunday Slot Car, and tonight we have Billy and Amanda. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Normally we'd be doing this on a Monday, as I already said, but it makes more sense talking to you guys today because of this wonderful sale you're going to let us all know about in a minute. But first, we're going to welcome people to the room. Let's see who's here today. Tom, thank you very much, brother. Absolutely appreciate it. Yeah, and thank you for reminding me. Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to all our American slot brothers and sisters. We've already had ours. Yummy, yummy. Southern Slot Patriot Hobbies, thank you very much for joining us. Southern Slot Racing, thank you very much, brother. I absolutely appreciate it. Slot Car 2021, thank you. Absolutely fantastic. Doug, thank you very much. Juan Zaragun, thank you, brother. I absolutely appreciate it. Good to see you back. Wow, we got a big night. Mark's in the house. Mark's Slot Car Garage. Thank you, Mark. Absolutely fantastic. Got a lot of people here. Thanks, guys. It's a big night.
Good to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start off with who we are. So I meet Raul from Conquest Racing. Fantastic. And if you haven't, wrong side. Sorry, that's this one. If you haven't met Raul from Conquest Racing yet or subscribed to him, please do so. He's an absolutely fantastic guy. He's got a really good channel going on. Lots of cool stuff. So Raul keeps telling me about these people. These slot car people from Canada, which totally blows me away, of course, because you guys know how almost impossible that is. So Raul tells me about these two fantastic people who have this store, and they run a YouTube channel called Sunday Slot Car. Sunday Slot Car or Slot Cars?
Cars.
Sunday Slot Cars. Pardon me. Let's get it right. Thanks for joining us, Chris. I absolutely appreciate it. So Raul keeps saying these people are his Carrera crack dealers. So,
he's putting our kid through college.
Yeah, no kidding. So being as curious as I am, I gotta go figure out who this is. So when you go to Sunday Slot Cars on YouTube, on their home page is the link to their store. You can't get it wrong. It's you're 2 clicks away. I've linked their site in the description. So literally you click on theirs, bam, and it takes you right to their homepage, bam, and you'll see the link to their store right there. It's absolutely genius. You can't go wrong. You certainly can't miss it. So sure enough, I look, and Billy and Amanda have the biggest Carrera store that I've seen. It appears you guys, like I said, probably have 95% of everything Carrera sells. Absolutely awesome. And now, of course, with Black Friday and the fact that the prices are all in Canadian, if you're an American, this is like, damn, I always call it a giveaway because when you think of the exchange rate already, it's almost like they're getting something for free. At least that's how I feel. So, so we'll start off maybe quickly with Billy and Amanda just talking about this sale quickly, and then we'll get into what brought them to where they are today. So, Billy, take it away.
All right. So listen, first off, I have some announcements for just the stream because I haven't made a video yet. Okay. So you guys get the first news about this. when I was doing the website, so anything that's not sold out should have a picture. So if something's sold out, it might not have a picture. Like, for example, the 124 Ken Miles car sold out. I can't get a picture of something I don't have.
Right.
But when I was doing that, I found some cars that hadn't been categorized. So there were some cars that had no picture, and they also weren't even in that section. So if there was an older Carrera car you wanted, there is a chance it's for sale on my website, and it's also on discount.
Oh.
So if there's one that got away, you can go check it out. And you guys, I can't even read the chat. We're on StreamYard, so Amanda and I aren't reading the chat. So if you ask me a specific car, no, I can't see it. You're just gonna have to check the site out to see.
Yeah, no, they can see. I can highlight it just like you're seeing right now.
All right, perfect.
So if anyone's interested in a car that you may think they have, you can put it in the comments, and Billy can let you know a yay or nay.
All right, so here's another thing. We put some sets on a deeper discount than they were before. So I felt bad because, we had the DTM set, and it's a lot of them sold out before Black Friday, and like that wasn't something I expected. I feel like Global Racing League actually increased the popularity of that set. So to help make up for it, I put Mario Kart, which was already 15% off. It's more than 15% off now. So we have the Mario Kart Evolution set. That's on sale right now for 250 Canadian. So maybe you're looking to just get somebody else into slot cars, or like you're trying to be like have a family present. That's a good set to do it with. Nice. That'll especially help with like if you have younger racers. That'll help get them interested in the hobby for sure.
I actually just watched the video of that slot car guys making one of those Mario Kart ones digital.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that's pretty cool. Of course, Raul, right away. What hidden cars?
I think Raul might have all these cars, but there was a Porsche 911 that was like literally the number was hashtag 911, like 911. And then there was the Maple Soda GTY, the bronze one. The GT, both of those cars actually might be appealing to some people. Like I said, I think Raul has them both. But if you're looking for something like unique, the 911, that 911 has been out of print for a while. The only way to get it is in GT Face Off, which is like a $500 set.
Right.
And then you have the Maple Soda one was always popular, to be honest with you. Like we're Canadian. That's obviously a Canadian kind of joke on the car.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught that one when you did the video for it. There's so this is let me just share this with you for a second here. Okay. So this is the set I bought. Of course, this is a set that I bought and a few other people have bought now. And of course, this is the set that is suggested for the GRL. Is that correct?
Right now, yeah, that's the set that's suggested for the GRL. That's the one we sold out of.
Right.
I guess I should bring up too. So when I say deep discount, I think there might still be some $45 brand new Carrera digital cars. There's like one car that's $45. We have a few that are $55. Remember, this is Canadian.
Yeah.
And these are brand new.
Canadian. So that's like what, $10 American?
In a couple months, maybe, but
no, that's like $30 American. Or 27. Anyways,
yeah, it's pretty good.
That's a really good deal if you're an American.
One thing I really want to point out is I wonder if we have one. Can you go get?
Am I digging?
No, forget about it. The pro cars. So we have those Kasani Pro cars. So it's one of the ones that are on discount. Oh, you can do it.
I can start it anyways.
What are you looking up?
Are you wanting to? You just do it.
No, somebody wanted a car.
I
Somebody
know.
messaged me immediately wanting a car. I'm just gonna set that car aside for them. 1 second. You keep talking, Amanda.
So Robert Fish is asking guys where you're from.
Sarnia, Ontario. So it's across from Michigan, the Blue Water Bridge.
Robert Fish is actually Canadian. He's from Ontario as well. How close are you to Sarnia, Robert?
And I guess to give Canadian coordinates, it's an hour away from London.
It's actually right across from Michigan.
I
Oh, did you say
said
that?
that.
This is why you don't text and drive.
He's busy making money right now.
Yeah, actually. There we go. Sorry about that. I am going to make this not do for a while.
Billy, you're not entertaining.
I'm trying to set. I have to to hold the item. I don't like to lower it by one. I like to send myself an invoice. Like I'll email myself an invoice to hold the car, and that way it doesn't screw up my counts. Which is probably why we got in the mess of having that car disappear in the first place. So
okay, sure.
Hey Kirby, thanks for joining us. I just watched a couple of your videos today. Kick-ass track, brother. I like that. Very nice.
Sorry, I want to go back really quickly to that the pro cars, okay? Because we had the 132nd pro car. That's actually a really fast car. Like that car is actually doing really well. So if you're looking for a new class of car that's going to be pretty quick, I think that's a good car to get. I ended up really liking that. Ask Amanda, when I got it, I just bought it for the GRL because it was so cheap. And I was like, you know what? I was like, we're selling it at discount anyways. But I was like, you know what? I actually really grew on me. It has some pretty good. Why don't you go get it upstairs? It's the one with the stereo on it. I think it's on the kitchen table.
Okay. What color is it?
It's black and white. It says Kasani on the front.
Oh, that guy.
Yes. Another thing. Yeah, you know what? I have a huge box Raoul.
Yeah, I just got my second order. Just got pumped out. So yeehaw!
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that. I
My
noticed
first
you changed your mind on the
digital
curve.
cars tomorrow, but I can't use them because I don't have the transmitter.
Oh, that's true.
It's on the way. It's on the way, people.
I wonder if I could have set that in a ghost car mode for you, if that would have worked. So at least could have went around the track.
That's all right. No biggie.
All right, just gonna double check that invoice real quick. Okay, looks good.
Oh my goodness, Billy.
Here it is. Sweet. Okay, so look.
Oh yeah.
You can see at the front, it's got a mixer pattern, and it's got some nice fat back tires.
Nice.
So
yeah, look at that.
Is a really good, aggressive looking fast car. So this is probably my favorite car to run in the GRL, and that includes over top of the DTM. I actually prefer this car over the other ones, to be honest.
Really?
Even the Lambo.
Wow. Lambo. I was just looking at one of those actually. They look pretty nice.
I think we found some Lambos too. So if you're looking for that blue chrome Lamborghini Huracan from Carrera Digital 132, that was also one of the old stock I found. I'm not sure if it's still in print or not, but if you were missing it, it should be on the website. There's going to be a bunch of people scrambling. I'm telling you, I'm going to get a bunch of orders when
all of a sudden, right?
Live stream.
Yeah, no kidding. I know when I look through it now and I'm just like, whoa, look at that. Look at that. And then I didn't even go looking for a car, but I was like, I'll just throw this car in there too. I might as well. I needed the Bluetooth. I needed the, I wanted the 4x15s, so, and then I seen that, of course, like you said, there's a couple of really cheap cars in there that are absolutely awesome, so I'll take one. So it'll be nice.
The chips usually only are already $50, and you're getting a car for $55. You've already
you pretty much paid for money. The chips. Like some people, I had one customer buy 4 of those $45 cars, all the same all the same body, the same car. He bought 4 of them because he said he wanted more decoders.
Oh,
so
well,
it made sense,
right?
Yeah, it made sense just because then he gets the car engine too, so he has a spare engine and a decoder. So it's like a 2
And what do you guys have the decoder on for right now for the special?
Let me double check.
Isn't it 15% off, or did you do something different?
I'm just gonna look. So I manually set all these prices this time, so there's no coupon code required. You can just go on Sunday Slot Cars and you'll see the sale price. You don't have to type in any coupon code this time, so it's pretty convenient.
So no chance of missing the discount.
You know what help if I looked on the website, not the ATM. Okay.
So I have the Mercedes. I'll have to buy. You guys don't sell the chip for that one though, do you?
The chip should work on
It's
all the
the Revo.
132s. Like, are you looking for for Evolution? Yeah, the decoders work in the Carrera Evolutions.
No, for the Revo slot.
Oh no, we don't sell.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if Revo slots one you have to solder in or not though. Is it the DPR hatch? Maybe somebody in chat could tell us. Is it like the Scaletric wants connectors, or is it just you have to solder it? I'm not sure.
If you want, I can look for it because you're talking.
No, I got it. Okay, it's $42.50 for a decoder right now.
42. Oh, okay. So I'm going to need two eventually because obviously I have the two Evolution cars. But I really like those cars. Those are some really nice cars, man. Like
the DTMs are. I think one of the reasons Raul likes that set too isn't just the contents of the track, but the DTMs themselves are some of the best Carrera cars you can get. They're nice, light, and fast. They stick to the corners pretty well too.
Yeah.
So they're a fairly fast class. And they can take a lot of abuse. So if you're new and you're looking for a car to abuse, the DTMs can take a licking.
Is that like any Carrera car?
Well, I wouldn't do that to the Formula Ones, but
yeah.
No, not the Formula One.
But you know what I found was I really like the Carrera cars because they seem to come with all these little extra parts, like all these antennas and mirrors and stuff that are on the car that can get torn off. Carrera's already pre-thought about that and giving you a whole extra set of that. I really like that. You don't get that in HO. They don't just give you extra parts. They just don't. So I was totally blown away, and especially when I got my Mercedes War Stunner. I was so blown away about all the little extras they give you because they know, right? Like obviously when you race it, you take the little emblem off the front of the hood because that's going to disappear right fast. But it's very nice to see that they come with all of these extras, you know. And we don't pay for them; they're just included. Whereas other scales, they're not so generous on how they, I don't know how they. I want to say divide their product because things could definitely easily be done like what Carrera does. I think Carrera's got a really good idea, and what you guys are doing, I think you got it. You've nailed it. You know, you're in Canada. So even Americans are getting excellent pricing all the time. As Canadians, we don't have to go to the far end of the globe to get a slot car. Absolutely fantastic, guys. You know, I want to say thank you. You know, obviously I bought so much stuff from you guys, and like Raul says, you know, I repeat it again. You're this plastic crack dealer, and I think I found a new plastic crack dealer myself, so it's kind of good. I don't know about the saying, but the implication's kind of good, but I don't know about the saying. We'll have to work on that one, but yeah, for sure. So, and also, while we're here, I just want to remind everybody to definitely hit the bell and hit the subscribe. Hey, there's other things we could be doing, but instead we're here entertaining you guys. Ain't nobody going to get up and dance. Nobody's going to sing. But if you watch carefully, you might learn something. I know I have. Thanks for joining us, Doug. Yeah, so talking in our Discord, of course, we actually have a few people who've been buying stuff from you guys. And the DTM Forever set, I believe a guy from my Discord bought one from you guys yesterday. Lots of talk about Carrera lately. I think people notice, when you're in a hobby for long enough, you can notice what quality looks like. And when one scale falls short, you pick it up with the other scale. Like I'm certainly not done with HO, but I can certainly tell you that I definitely want to enjoy Carrera. It's voted the best slot company in the world. They're doing it right. They're starting with kids, unlike other scales who are just still only after the adults. Carrera's actually has their biggest market is actually kids, and it's a 2-to-1 market right now from kids to adults, says the North American guy for Carrera. So that's absolutely awesome.
You also get a year warranty with Carrera. I want to point that out. So that's definitely appealing to some of your audience is that you get a 1-year warranty. So if like your controller breaks or your power adapter breaks. I just got in another power transformer for somebody for their warranty, so they'll take care of you.
Yeah, that's awesome because that's what people want, and it instills a little bit of literally class. I mean, AFX on the HO side, they stand behind their product 100%. But Auto World, if you're trying to return something, you can forget it. So I would always say, if you're the type of person that wants quality, or at least somebody who stands behind their product, then you need to go with AFX. And if it's you just want to buy a slot car and don't really care, then you go to Auto World because they don't warranty stuff like they should. That's for sure.
That's one thing I was wanting to investigate later on. I know I'm a little off topic here, but I was like, I see a lot of people recommending the wireless set from Auto World, but I was like, I remember AFX was when I started in HO, I was like, oh, AFX. That's what everybody said to just buy, was just AFX.
Yeah.
Auto World the same track, like.
Well, you know what the deal is, right? Okay, the wireless controllers for Carrera, the battery just dies after a while, and that's kaput, right? Yeah. That was the problem with the ones that Raul had gifted to me, is the batteries in them were kaput, and they weren't charging anymore. So what I had to do is I had to buy new batteries, which was fine. No problems. Carrera makes it so you easily just pop them off because of their cool little connectors, and you just put a new one in. Well, can't do that with an Auto World batteries. Their setup doesn't include a way to take the battery out and change it. And this is something that I've always been saying about this particular set. It works really good, but at one point, those controllers will stop recharging. And like I said, there's no exit plan to deal with that, unlike what Carrera's already pre-thought and given you access to that door and made it so it's disconnectable. This is not an Auto World thing. So Auto World, I think, is going to be tripping up very soon, because it's now been, since they did that, it's now been like a year and a half since the first wireless set come out. And that's the Victory 400. And now they just came out with the Rally 4x4, and it's also wireless too. So it might be an interesting situation, and it's kind of odd that you bring that up, because it definitely makes sense. It just shows that Carrera's put a little more thought into that, and they're moving their products in a direction for a hobbyist as opposed to a like toy scale person, for sure. And that's why I'm actually happy that you guys do mostly Carrera cars, because that's hobby, and it's not toy like Skillectric. Skillectric's cool, but I think I like the realism, and to me it seems like Carrera just digs just a little bit harder for the money. I think that's the right choice. So let's give everybody a reminder of clicking on that bell. And as soon as we come back, you guys can tell us what got you into slot cars.
Yep, sounds good.
So I'm sitting here thinking, how can I make a bell notification video that viewers will actually want to watch?
You're gonna want that cowbell.
Did he just say cowbell?
I gotta have more cowbell.
It's not a cowbell.
I could have used a little more cowbell.
All right then, hit the cowbell notification button so you don't miss any of my up-and-coming content.
Woo! All right.
All right. So don't forget to hit the bell. Otherwise, you'll have no clue when we go live. Really sucks when you don't know and you're not in the know. Thanks, guys. All right. So, everybody has to start somewhere, and like I say, everyone has their story to slot car glory. And well, here we go. Now it's your time. What's your story?
All right. Well, I actually started in slot cars pretty young. Like there was a Sonic the Hedgehog slot car set, and my grandpa had bought it for me, and it was just like the worst figure eight set ever. Okay, like it was. I mean, as a kid, I got bored of it pretty quickly, but I love the slot cars. And, I got more 143rd gifts as I grew older. so I managed to make the tracks bigger. I got to race my Sonic cars. I got to race a bunch of other cars. It was more like, kind of like a casual game. It wasn't something that I was like totally into at all, really. And so what ended up happening was I saw on YouTube a video from Monster Hobbies, and it was this 4-lane oval track. I was like, oh man, that's totally cool. Like, I got to buy that. But it was so much money. So I'm just like, I could start with the smaller scale. I'm like, I played with the smaller scales as a kid. Who cares? I'll just buy a smaller scale track. So I ended up starting with AFX.
Right.
And I got the Supercar Showdown, the Super Stalker, the one that came with the digital lap counter.
Yeah, I seen that. Actually, I watched the video for that today. That's it's the equivalent to that today is the horsepower shootout. But so go on, yeah.
By the way, side note, cannot believe how much that digital lap counter is now for AFX. Like, it's so much money now.
Expensive. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's not good. Don't buy it, guys. There's no sound. The screen's not backlit. Don't buy. I think I saw it for like $300 on eBay. I'm like, do not pay $300 for that lap counter. Get a Carrera Go lap counter.
Yeah, exactly.
Get this.
Yeah.
This is way better.
Yeah.
This has sound. I know when the race starts.
And you know what? Thanks to Shen RC, our BS slot cars, he uses that for his AFX, his Polycar, his Carrera. He's showing us tons and tons of videos, and he uses that particular timer. So that timer is not just for Carrera, that's for everything. As long as it fits across your track, that timer's for it. So that's fantastic.
Also on sale.
Yeah, there you go. And on sale. So can't really go wrong. Okay, so we're at AFX.
Yeah, so I did play with it for about 2 times.
Yeah, I don't know how
that
much
long.
you played with it before you realized you wanted something else.
Well, I was just like, it was just so fast. I'm like, I'm not really. I just found, I was like, in order to really enjoy this thing, I'd have to make it long. It doesn't necessarily have to be super wide, but I knew it was going to be long for me to be able to react properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I'm like, you know what? I'm being ridiculous. I should get the bigger scale. And I was the biggest pain in her butt those couple months, because I'm like, I'll go Evolution.
Pros and cons of everything.
I'll go Skull-electric. I'll go SCX. I'll go, and I just kept going around. And then I was gonna go with SCX, the WAS, the wireless overtake system, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Because I liked how the WAS, the controllers had the lights on the top of them, so it would tell you your fuel level. It would tell you you could adjust your speed and brakes from the controller. I'm like, that's really nice to be able to just have that display instead of Carrera, who had, we're going to get into Skull-electric here in a second, but Carrera had, they had a nice system going on. However, Skull-electric at that time didn't even have a proper fuel simulation. Their pit lane was literally, you just go into the pit lane and it would like take the lights off. And people are in the Skull-electric community is like, oh, all you have to do is homebrew. You just have to get a laptop. You just have to like drill into a piece of track with an IR sensor and solder it in there and get this program.
Gosh.
I'm like, I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
So I settled on Carrera. Because I was tempted to get the Skull-electric had the premium set there, which at the time, sorry to sound like Brian Young saying like, oh, at the time. I'm not that old, I know. But at the time, the Pro set was 6 cars and 6 controllers, not 4. So it's pretty tempting because you could get 2 double lane changers and 6 cars and 6 controllers with Skull-electric. So I'm like, maybe I could sacrifice with no pit lane. Then I found out Skull-electric did not have wireless controllers either.
Oh?
And I was just, oh, no.
This is
Yeah.
years back.
So SCX WAS was out because it wasn't being supported anymore. I found out that they had dropped the system. They just released the system and it was dropped. So I'm like, I'm not spending money on this. I'm not gonna be able to get more cars. So forget it. And then Skull-electric's out because I'm like, they have literally nothing. They didn't have the pit lane. They didn't have the wireless controllers. And I want to point out here, I'm going to throw a little bit of sass out here. A bunch of slot car YouTubers said I was being too negative. Like, you're too negative. Come on. Think about Skull-electric. And those same people rant about Skull-electric now. Okay? I'm calling you out. You called me out earlier in my YouTube career for saying being too negative, and then you guys start ranting about SCX, and you guys start ranting about Skeletric. You owe me an apology.
So there you go.
And so I wanted the triple car set from Carrera, okay? So think of Spirit of Speed, like how there's 3 cars and 3 controllers in that set.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted one of those sets to start with. And they were sold out. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get anything I want. I asked Amanda, I worked a ton of overtime to get that. This business wasn't like free, guys. Like we built this up slowly over the years. Like when we first opened the store, we ordered, it was bare minimum order. Although at the time, because slot cars weren't that popular, I had so much more slot cars than I do now. Like that might surprise people, but I'm serious. We had like one of every car from years back at that point. Like I could order something and I was going to get it way faster than I do now. Like that's how much more popular slot cars got over the years. Like now things don't even last in the warehouse. Like some slot cars only get one print and they're done. That's how popular they are.
Anyways, keep
I'm going. So I got a wireless set. I ended up going for a wireless set. I forget what that was called. Do you remember? What was it called? You don't remember?
I don't remember.
It's actually one of our older videos. If you click on our channel and you sort by oldest.
Oh, you know what? It'd be even more the popular. Actually.
Yeah, one of those.
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
And I loved it because it was nice with wireless controllers. I could walk around the table. See, I bought wireless controllers because everyone's hyping them up, and they're like, "Listen, everybody can marshal a corner with the wireless controllers." Right. Yeah. And because the tables are so big, that was pretty convenient. And I did like the wireless controllers. Now, if you're running a business, I actually prefer them as wired because then I don't have to like charge them up, worry about charging them. Racing Spirit. That was the one. It came with, actually, you know what's funny about Racing Spirit? Usually when cars have like different chassis and different bodies, that matters a lot in 132nd, 124. The smaller scales, I don't know. I think AFX, aren't all the bodies like on the same kind of frame, like the chassis?
Well, the AFX have 2 different styles of chassis now. It's the 1.5 and the 1.7. Auto World has a couple of different chassis.
Okay.
So they're not interchangeable, if that's what you mean.
Oh no, I didn't mean interchangeable. I just mean like they drive differently. Like you can feel them the difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely they do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the Lamborghini Huracan and the Porsche Cabriolet or whatever it's called, the thing that came with the sets, even though they were different style cars, they actually were pretty even for racing.
Oh.
So Amanda and I foolishly thought all cars are going to be similar. And then we ended up buying the Chevrolet Camaro police car, and that thing was so bad. It was so bad. And I don't know why I was so stubborn about buying another slot car, but I was. So I decided to try magnetless racing for a while. And the problem with magnetless racing, I know a lot of YouTubers love magnetless, but here's the problem I have with it, is if you're going to race on a track with a bank turn, you actually have to do the weight distribution differently. That's how I found it. If I wanted the car to do better on that track, I'd have to redistribute the weight. And I'm like, I don't want to have to redistribute the weight every single time I go to a different track. And then people are like, oh, just don't use the bank turn. I'm like, you can't just tell people not to use a bank turn on their own course. Like, we're not going to set these rules here. You know what I mean? Like, now a lot of people, to be fair, and I think this is the best way to do it, is to have a magnet car and a magnetless car. Like, just have some magnet, some have magnetless, and you can just race both, and then you have no problems, right?
Right.
So that was pretty much our journey into slot cars. I could tell you how we opened the store if you want, because that's also a funny tale.
Okay, we're here.
It was Amanda that did it. Amanda gets the credit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So she's like, hang on a sec.
Sounds good.
Okay, so you have where are we at with you and your slot car story right now? Are you at Carrera yet? I'm assuming that.
Yeah, Spirit of Speed. I'm sorry. What was that? Racing Spirit. That was the first Carrera set. So that was the wireless set.
Okay, so this is the set you now have, and then Amanda comes up with the idea for the store.
Well, she's like, Billy, you keep wanting to have a slot car track open in Sarnia. Why don't you just ask the flea market for a booth and then open one? I was like, okay, that's a good idea, because Amanda does property management, so she knows all the cheap rent places. So like, it was really easy for me to find, for her to just recommend that. She's like, this is as good as you're gonna get for rent. So we opened it up, and it was a disaster.
Oh no, what do you mean?
You know, it's funny. We actually closed for a year, and people just do not realize that because of COVID.
Oh,
So what happened was, we weren't selling anything online. I don't know why we were so stubborn about that.
No, but when we first started, you didn't sell any product at all. It was like a month or two in, and you're like, I need to sell products.
Yes. Oh, thank you for telling me that. So originally it was just a track. So we were just renting out the cars. We weren't selling any Carrera sets. Here's the problem with that. I'm like, I just spent half an hour with somebody. They loved it. And I just gave somebody $500. I just gave another store, like I just gave a slot car store $500. I'm like, what are we doing with our lives? That's why we ended up contacting Carrera, like, hey, can we please get some product?
yeah.
So they were really nice, actually. Now, it took a while for the sales guy to get down to us, but when he did, he gave us a ton of free stuff. Like that Carrera flag we have in the background at the flea market, that was given to us by Carrera.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I guess so because we weren't selling online, we ended up closing. And then I started, I think it was an eBay.
Yeah, you were doing eBay.
So I was doing eBay. I started a YouTube channel, and it turned out we sold like everything when we did that. I was like, we made a huge mistake. So then later on, it was after, I don't know if we had Lumina was young when we closed. I remember that.
No, yeah, she was young.
So I think
Minnie was young too. Actually, Minnie was born.
Yeah, so we had a newborn, so we didn't open for a year. And then COVID happened, so we kind of opened at the tail end of COVID. And everybody just assumed that we had been open the whole time. They just like, because our, what's a year, right? So everyone thought we had just closed down for COVID. I'm like, yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
story.
we'll go with that story. It makes us look good. But so the truth is, when you take a look at our Facebook page when we created it, our business is actually like 1 year below when we first opened. So like, if it said we were open for 5 years, it's actually just been 4.
I think it's been 5 years though.
And maybe it's 6. What's 5? Whatever.
I think you're saying because there was a year. Yeah.
Yes, that's
a gap year.
Yeah, a gap year. I'll go call it. What do they call it in high school? The victory lap.
Yeah.
I think they also call it a gap year.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, the year the world lost
for grade 13 people too.
I was one of those grade 13s. Okay.
Oh.
It had been grade 13 the entire time I was there, and then like the last year is when they changed it. They're like, oh no, you go at grade 12 to college. I was like, I'm taking a victory lap year then. I was like, I didn't plan for this.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's I think that's our story.
That's the store. So what do you have now? You're part of the GRL, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So are you guys constantly refiguring that, or do you just keep it set up like that for now until the season's done?
That's a whole story.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I had a feeling there was
it's 4 different courses over 4 different months. So we have 4 different classes of cars. I know I'm being 4, 4, and 4. So 1 month we do 4 races on the same course.
But no,
but we use different.
But in terms of us, like we take it apart every week.
Oh, do we take it apart every week?
And then, but the behind, like what else is happening? What are we combining these slot car tracks with? Because we're doing with other content.
Yeah.
Right now, where the track is, we've got cardboard covered in sand and glue for his next
YouTube short.
Next YouTube short.
You can actually see the sand now. If you watch my latest YouTube short, you'll see like blue cardboard, the sand cardboard we made, and then green cardboard. The sand cardboard is actually the entirety of that.
Underneath it.
It's underneath it. We just kind of threw the green on top to make it look like a beach. But the whole thing is actually sand. And so one of the problems we're having is just I have this Mario Kart course ready to record. And I was going to make like a rally course and stuff afterwards too, okay? But because of GRL, we have to constantly put that together. It's actually really hard to record 2 different things. Right. That would help if our kids could stop like getting sick and the dog is like, you know what I mean? Life happens. But yeah,
Or if
it's
we had a bigger house, maybe that might help.
yeah, a mansion would be good. I don't know how much bigger you're gonna get. A mansion would be good, but
Imagine.
you guys help out with this Black Friday sale. Even you know what? Even if you did that, we still couldn't afford a mansion in Canada right now. There's no way. I can't even afford another house in Canada right now. So maybe I could make like a big shed back there or something. I don't know.
The slot car shed.
Yep, slot shed. This basement used to leak all the time, and the Carrera track. To this day, I have not done anything to those rails. They're perfectly fine. So I would trust it in a shed. As long as the shed isn't like leaking, I would trust that track in a shed.
Right. Keep it warmed. So this is your current what am I trying to say here? What's your current direction now? So your current direction is you're putting out YouTube videos, which are pretty successful, and I like we were talking about earlier. I really like how you explain everything from all the different stuff you get. You do a little explanation on what it all does and that kind of thing. So it's always good for those of us who are greenhorns. And I can tell you right now, there are 4 people I know for a fact in the comment section who have bought these types of sets in the last little while, the Evolution style, the GRL kind of thing, who are listening and who are learning along the way, just like I am. We in Discord, we sort of share where we find our good stuff, and lots of it comes from you guys, or at least for myself it does, because like I said, you explain things really good. I like the high energy that you seem to have. Yeah.
We're both competitive, so like that's
Yeah.
we
Well,
egg
see,
each
that
other
works
on.
out good, right? That's
Yeah.
That's like me and my wife too. She's a lot quieter of a person until she gets that fire lit under her, and then away she goes. So this is why I'm so looking forward to getting the sort of the digital going, so that we can start the racing league, and away it goes, right? So right now I'm kind of stuck because I can't really do anything because I have the track in the digital configuration right now, and I'm like I've already said, I'm waiting for the transmitter. So when it gets here, you bet, man, cars will be on there like crazy. Although I did make a mistake and put an analog car on the digital track, and it instantly shot right off like a fucking rocket.
Yeah, we've all done that. Don't worry about it. I did the same thing. I did the same thing for the GRL. I thought I had chipped the car and I didn't, so I put it on. It just went. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was like me too. I was like thinking it was like analog. Oh, I'll just sand the tires a little bit. Yeah, put the car. Whoa. Well, that's a lesson learned, so at least the car didn't break, so that's kind of nice. Not even a dent really, so that's okay. That is okay. What is it? That's all sacrifices are making for the GRL. It's part of, right? It's amazing though. It surprises me though that yeah, exactly. I had a feeling that I was not the only one who's ever done this. So that's always nice. Oh, flying cars. Yeah, we have those in HO too. I call them jet planes.
We have a saying in Sunday slot cars. It's called "Life finds a way."
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how good your catch fence is. Life finds a way. On the NASCAR oval, actually, last weekend, life found a way. I have the entire bank curve covered in catch fence and the whole table edge covered in catch fence. Didn't matter. It managed to slip off and just use the catch fence that it broke off itself because it was so fast to like leave. Like just it was like a pole vault.
And
straight over.
Oh yeah, right over, bud.
And this one actually you needed the super glue to fix it this time.
No, that wasn't that one.
That wasn't that one?
No.
How many times is this happening?
No, that did nothing happened. Nothing happened to that car. We had one car explode.
Oh wow, that sounds exciting. I'd like that to happen.
These have been, you need to understand, these are like used on a commercial track, so like they're used on my track for years on end. You're gonna have something break after I don't know how long we've been in business for, but that car's been super old. I did fix it. It looks fully good, but oh my gosh, it was on because we were on the NASCAR set. I had the speed set too high for the cars, so somebody hit somebody else, and the whole car body exploded, shot right up.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I told them not to worry about it. I was like, I got the super glue. It's all right. We fixed it up.
Oh my gosh, eh? Need some slow motion footage. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, I know.
We don't have the right camera to do that, I don't think.
Oh, maybe we do. This one seems to be doing 60 FPS now. We got to go look at what OBS has it set at.
Oh yeah. It sounds like Amanda just needs to have a camera attached to her so that it's always facing at you and just follow you around.
Well, Raul did suggest us a pocket camera, so she could.
Oh, there. Yeah, just a little one, right? A little harness for it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. 1,000 frames per minute. Apparently
1,000 FPS. Okay.
per second, not per minute. Per second.
Per second, yeah.
Oh my gosh. 1,000 frames per minute, man. This guy's turning the crank with his own hand.
You know, Raul, to be fair to Carrera, though, like, I'm sure they do feature people's tracks. I'm sure if somebody would have a GERL advertising on it, they would post that track on their Facebook.
Yeah, you have to send it in because I think we had our track when we had it at home featured, I'm pretty sure.
No, we had the flea market track featured too.
It was the flea market one too.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't tell them. I was like, haha, you guys inadvertently advertise this. Yeah.
Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah,
I might get in trouble for saying that, actually. Oh, well.
Been watching those Carrera people set up those tracks. I'm so tired of hearing this.
Yeah.
That's the shorts, and then the two ladies rolling around on the floor putting Carrera track together. Man, I don't like those super big, like spur of a moment layouts. I kind of like some sort of organization. Of course, I'm trying my best right now, but you only got so much, so you start with what you got and you work from there. And Carnage of the Week. Robert Fish wants to have a special Carnage of the Week.
Yeah.
Sounds like some good shorts.
Mm-hmm. We
There
did
you
have there's that one we have of that slot car. We had like one Formula One. So we had a Formula One wipe out in front of the webcam, but it re-slotted. So it like went from
cool.
went from like the nearest lane to like the farthest lane, and then I kept driving. That's also on one of our oldest. So if you want to see
That's
something
awesome.
cool, you can see that.
I think that was me too.
That was probably you. That's why you awkwardly like had started a little bit, and then you realized it was on and kept going. I would have just kept it on. Pure rage. Like, you're still on there. Get going.
So for everybody who's just joining us or just figured out what's going on, I'm now talking with Sunday Slot Cars, Billy and Amanda. We're talking Life Slot Cars and their store. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank all the 24 people who are watching. Thank you guys. I absolutely appreciate that. I want to thank the people who aren't watching right now and were. Thanks, guys. And of course, to all my members, thank you. I absolutely appreciate it. So Billy and Amanda are having a really big Black Friday sale right now. If you guys are into slot cars of any scale or just want to check out some cool looking cars, everybody starts somewhere. You might as well Google and Google. I'd definitely do some spending if you are ready to do so, because this is definitely a thing. So it's a very good sale. Myself, I've already purchased twice since the cars went on sale. So it's the right thing to do, and it's definitely the right time. Prices are absolutely fantastic.
I do want to point something out too, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask us. Like, you can hit the message button, and also know that when you order stuff from us, if there's something that's not going to work with your order, I will let you know. So, for example, one person had ordered a Carrera Go car with their Carrera Digital stuff, and I messaged them before I sent it. I'm like, do you realize that this is not going to work with your set? And they didn't realize it, so I did cancel that car for them. So you don't have to worry about ordering something and it not working. I will contact you if there's going to be a problem.
Right.
There was actually, I had messaged somebody for the Black Friday even, and they had ordered an Evolution set with a digital set, and They told me it was good. They're like, oh no, it's fine. I was like, all right. I was like, just make sure not to use the Evolution power base with your digital at the same time.
And being as green as I am, I've already made mention of this, but I really like the fact that you have all the cars separate. So you don't have your analog and digital cars all run down the same area. To me, that I would be, I know for a fact I would definitely end up ordering the wrong car. Being new to 132nd and Carrera, I really enjoyed the fact that while I was in that area, I didn't have to worry about tripping over the wrong car. Being new, once again, these are just things I'm noticing. From HO, I'm really comfortable in the HO world. I know what I'm talking about. When I say something HO, it's pretty much, solid. I like to think that at least I have a small amount of knowledge. And like I always say, if you're not the smartest person in the room, definitely surround yourself with the smartest people. And if that's not me, then for sure you surround yourself with people like you guys who know what you're talking about when it comes to Carrera. Obviously, you've dealt with the product for a long time. And once again, for myself, I want to thank you for having a store. I want to thank you for being Canadian. And I want to thank you for being Canadian and having a store, because those three things normally don't go along together in the slot car world. Finding slot car creators who are Canadian are really few and far between. As for HO, there's really not a lot of us slot car creators who are Canadian, but it's nice that there are some larger scale creators. And of course, just for one being Conquest Racing Club, of course, who's sort of, it looks like done an absolutely fantastic job with the GRL. And to tell you something about the GRL, it's been something that the HO community has been talking about doing, standardizing a race of sorts for quite a while now. It seems like an endless drum that keeps getting banged on, and nobody's doing anything about it. So the GRL is definitely has a few of us peaked, and we'll be joining the next season, I do believe. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So it should be pretty good, and I'm looking forward to it. Being part of that, definitely being part of that. Oh, what do we got here? Here's a question.
Yeah, when Valencia is arriving, we don't know.
Okay, this is the next question.
Yeah, your best estimate. Yeah, we don't know. To be honest with you, it has been. I don't even go by the street dates they give us. It does not matter. We do not know.
Yeah,
like some stuff would even come early. I think we had that one car that.
Yes, there was that one car in the summer. Was it, or was it the summer?
And I didn't realize it was a. I thought it was a restock. I didn't realize it was a new car, so I didn't even put it on the website.
Oh.
And then that slot car guy had announced it. He showed it off, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh.
I should have listed that.
We would have been first.
We would have been first. I want to point something out though. The Carrera digital cars will work on Carrera Evolution. They will work on analog tracks. You see that little switch there?
Yeah.
That's the polarity switch. So what you can do is, if you have like a wood track or an analog track, when you have a Carrera digital car, you just go 1, 2, 3 with your power, with your controller, like your throttle.
Right.
It'll switch to analog mode, and it will remember it's in analog mode, so you don't have to switch it again if you want to just use it as an analog car.
And you can run that on the digital setup?
Yep, so you can run this on digital or analog. So Carrera digital cars can race on analog tracks like Carrera Evolution. Now, so obviously, it's a pretty thick guide flag. You might want to stand the guide flag down a little bit if you're going to go on Skeletric track, but you can do it. And it's not a big deal to stand the flag down either, because you have a spare flag in your case.
Right.
In the back of these cases. I want to point this out to people because I actually find new people make this mistake all the time. You have... This is covered up. Let me see if I have a different one. Can you pass me this 124 over here? You have your... There we go. So right here, under here, there's spare parts. You have spare brushes and a spare guide flag. So don't just throw the jewel case out, okay? At least take out the spare parts, because I have so many people who are like, oh, I broke my guide flag. I'm like, it's in your case. I threw the case out. I'm like, oh, well, you're going to have to buy. It's not very expensive to buy the guide flags, but it's nice just to have them.
And you do sell those, right? I think you
Yep.
sell them two different ways. You sell them 2 guide flags and 8 8
brushes.
8 brush. Thank you, and 10 brushes. Correct.
They don't come in the 10 brush pack. They only come in 8. So you can get
Oh,
2
okay.
guide flags in the pack of 8.
But you have two. But you have wasn't it 2 different styles? Like not styles, but like one that came. It was it that one doesn't come with guide flags and the other one.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
No, it's okay.
I didn't understand.
No, it's okay. Yeah, so one pack, the 10 pack is just brushes. So the 10 pack actually makes sense though, because if you have a Carrera Go car, they use the same brushes as the 124 and 132. You don't exactly need 132 guide flags when the Go cars use a pin. Like a Carrera Go car doesn't use the same system. So if you're running Carrera Go, just get the 10 pack of brushes.
And
if
how
you're
often does that flag break, the guide flag? How long,
Depends how you're running the car. Like, guide flags last for like forever. You shouldn't have to change them that often. But my rule of thumb is when I buy brushes, I like to get the 8 pack of brushes with 2 guide flags.
Yeah, that sounds like the way to go to me.
Because if you start in 124 racing, which I got news for you guys, even though you might not think you will, if you find a 124 car on like a good deal somewhere, like a flea market or something,
right,
you're gonna want to have some spare guide flags because those cars are heavier, so the flag can snap off or break because it
overextends.
It can overextend. Like look on these cars, it's proper, right?
Yeah.
But the 124s, I don't want to make you sound like they're going to break every single time you wipe out. That's not the case. But if you're an amateur racing 124, you're going to take those corners too fast, and it's easy to.
Oh yeah.
They won't, like I said, the car's not going to break overnight. Okay, so don't make. I'm making it sound scary. It's not scary. 124 is our favorite scale. But yeah, it's just nice to have those spare guide flags.
So do you find that the guide flag will break when the car rolls, or because of something that happened on the track?
So really, most of the time, your guide flag, the problem is it thins out. It starts to thin down because you race so much.
Okay,
so
that
this is a pretty thick one here. But when they thin down too much, they're not going to trigger the lane change. So when you go on a double lane change, there's a little plastic part that comes up so that your guide flag hits it to reset the metal part.
Right.
So like when the track switches, you have that metal part that goes up and then it goes down. The reason it goes down is because there's a little plastic part that comes up when the metal part gets activated, and then your guide flag hits this and it forces the thing shut. So if you have a too thin of a guide flag, it's going to go over your little metal tab, and then your lane change stays out permanently.
Okay.
That's when you're going to change the guide flags.
And that makes sense because I can see that they are only plastic, and of course they're just rubbing their way along. That makes sense. So.
Yeah, so you might not have a lane change problem. You might actually just have a car that needs its guide flag change. So keep that in mind for the future. If your lane change acts up, that's one of the main reasons is because your guide flag just got too thin.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And metal, no. Aluminum, no. Yeah, for guide flags, such a thing.
No, it's just plastic as far as I know, but there are some better quality guide flags.
Right.
I prefer to keep things stock myself. I just think, it's not very expensive to get the more premium guide flags, but do you really want to swap the guide flags between the cars or the races, or do you really want to buy a new guide flag every time you got a new car?
You absolutely shouldn't be doing that, swapping guide flags. That's not a thing I would think that you'd want to keep swapping.
Some people do.
It's such a minor part of maintenance of the car that you should definitely always have spares of anyways. Like I haven't bought those two packs yet, but I can tell you already I know of them, and the next time I order from you guys, it'll be the pit lane because that's all I have left. And then of course there'll be mismatching pieces here and there that I'll need to order, of course. But definitely I'll be ordering a pack of those guide. I'm going to have to get used to the saying because
guide
for us
flags.
it's called a guide pin. It's just
guide kneel. It's technically called a guide kneel, and
a guide heel.
Kneel.
I
think that's what they call it. I think it's German.
Okay,
I've been slowly learning German over the years. I wonder why.
Yeah, kneel probably means like something like that, right? Like keel or something like that. I can see it. But yeah, that'll be definitely something that's coming. I figured there's probably no way that I'm going to run through all that stuff before I'm able to get the next order to you guys. So by then, hopefully everything hasn't gone awry, because I'm trying to think, like, what happens now if I break a guide pin, right? So I'll finally get everything together, and then snap, there goes the guide pin, and I'm like, I don't even have a spare one. I finally got all the parts together. Holy cow. What a road. I like it, though. It was nice. It got, what it did was it allowed me to learn about all the parts, starting with the Evolution set. Fantastic. Now, I didn't buy that from you guys, but I wish I did. I bought that when I was a little bit, I need to have it now kind of thing. I'm sort of an impulsive buyer sometimes, but I did learn real quick that everything that I buy needs to be bought through you guys, just because I really feel you are great people, and I myself would definitely direct everyone to go to your store. I mean, it only makes sense. Why would you want to pay more? And the service is absolutely fantastic. Like you've already said, you'll stand behind the product that Carrera stands behind, and that's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. So it's absolutely great, and I definitely look forward to dealing with you guys more in the future for sure.
Well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say.
We appreciate all our customers.
Yeah, Raul just said guide keel. So
Keel, sorry.
Yeah,
I guess I'm not as proficient at German as I thought.
Well, you know what? This is the reason why we have these conversations and these talks with the community, so we could all be on the same page, right? I mean, you can only say you can only be mistaken so many times before you want to get it right. Just like the Sunday slot cars thing. I got to get that right, because I'm not going to be sitting here saying your name wrong all night, and you guys, like, damn, you said our name wrong all night. And I'd be a little bit annoyed. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I would be a little annoyed, so we get that straightened off right off the hop. Of course, the header is now wrong, and I will kick myself later for that. But anyways, we'll start to wrap it up. So I want to say thank you to Billy and Amanda. Absolutely fantastic. I had a really good talk with you guys tonight. I appreciate you coming on my show. And like I said before, all of my Carrera purchases will be through yours. Oh, and $25 shipping fee, guys, right?
Flat rate. So
flat rate, $25.
If you're Canadian, it's 25. If you're American, it's 30. And if you're in person, it's you don't pay shipping at all. So Raul's getting quite a good deal. Raul's quite coming down. We want to thank Raul for being such a good customer and coming down this time. Like, that's we appreciate that.
Yeah, there you go. Right. So that's all good. What is it? This will always have lifetime memberships. Yeah. Right. A refusal to join the season. Awesome, guys. Okay, so once again, I want to say thank you to Sunday Slot Cars, guys.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate you having us on. We're glad that you've been so nice and helping advertise our store too. So thanks a lot.
I absolutely will 100% of the time, guys. Anytime you guys have anything big going on, you're more than welcome to join the panel. Any Monday or Thursday, I'm going live with the panel. You guys are more than welcome to join me. I absolutely appreciate it. Come sell your wares, brothers and sisters. Let's do this. Awesome, guys.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too.
You too. Bye.
Woo!
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. You want to go do
Slot cars in the garage?
Yup.